morning. It is 10:11 a.m. on the East Coast of America. I apologize for being late. Bill Muckler was not late this morning. It was me that ran a little bit over, but we don't need to worry about that. We'll move right on to our Red Friday morning salute. We will salute Captain Muckler and let him do that, and then we will get to today's testimony.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's Friday and Red Friday, and this Red Friday is a little bit different than the last one in that we now have an election behind us, and we have a new commander in chief to be inaugurated on January 20th. That's Donald J. Trump, be the new commander in chief, and I think that this is a great signal for our young men and women in the armed forces that they are in a much safer situation now than they were last week. Although there's still a lot can happen in the next 71 days before inauguration. I have no faith and I do not trust the Biden Harris administration to do anything to keep our young men and women safe over the next 71 days. Actually, I'm probably I guess I'm very concerned about what they might do. Hopefully, they'll go in hiding or something. I understand Biden is going to go on some foreign tours or something like that. Uh, keep them away from governing, and we're better off. Anyway, the election. Wow, I Dave, you know me. I was scared to death the whole time. I was just afraid that they would find a way to cheat again. And I know I'm not supposed to say that. Oh boy, that gets me in all kinds of trouble. But I think they cheated in 2020, 2016, 2020, 2022. And I think they would have tried it this time, except that the Republicans got a little smarter and got a lot of people on the ground, a lot of attorneys watching the polls. So this something? Trump, right now, there's still two states that are counting ballots. Hey, Dave, did you notice that Florida? You know when our vote came in, it was there. Right after the polls closed, everybody knew exactly what happened in Florida, right?
I
Because
think
we
we
know
wanted to make sure that she knew.
we got serious people who follow the law.
Yep.
Apparently, in Arizona and Nevada, Clark County, Nevada, which is Las Vegas, which is a Democratic machine stronghold. They're still counting votes. And I guess what they're doing is they're still trying to figure out how they can get the Democrats to win. Obviously, it won't make any difference as far as the Electoral College is concerned, as far as Trump is concerned. But it will make a difference in the Senate race and the House of Representatives. Although I understand that Rosen is supposedly the projected winner in Nevada, that just goes to show you how screwed up our country is when we can have a Marxist like Rosen beat win an election over Sam Brown, a West Point graduate, a combat hero, an extremely bright, smart guy, great common sense, would be a wonderful addition to the Senate. And he's uh, uh, I'm hearing some background noise there, Dave.
I turned my on, but go ahead, Bill.
Okay. Anyway, that's so sad that happened. Another one that I really am concerned about is I watched an interview with Mark Kelly. I don't know if any of you know who Mark Kelly is, but he's the senator from Arizona, was elected in 2020 to that abbreviated term, and then elected again in 2022 for a 6-year term. He's an astronaut, former naval aviator, Navy captain, and everybody's talking about, instead of Harris and Walls, it should have been Shapiro and Kelly. I watched this Kelly in an interview on TV. I think it was Wednesday. Boy, this guy needs to be put away someplace. This guy is insane. He's mad. Just looking at the look on his face is enough to say, wait a minute, this guy should be nowhere near the public. I mean, this guy he is mentally insane. You can tell by the look on his face. And he sat there and he lied and he lied, and it was vicious. It was outrageous. It was despicable. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. And that's who the Democrats say, well, we could have won with this guy. I've also watched Shapiro from Pennsylvania, governor from Pennsylvania. This guy is really one slick liar. Boy, this guy is slick. He can lie like nobody can believe. And if you don't really know what's going on, sounds like, man, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Anyway, here we are with a guy, Mark Kelly, astronaut, military officer. He might even be a member. He's probably a member of the Military Officers Association like me. Boy, if he is, I'm embarrassed to be in the same organization he's in. Really sad. Okay, New York City. Ta-da! Daniel Penny. Being tried this week and this really just pisses me off. They say the chokehold murders. Wait a minute. He detained a guy from possibly killing several and one or more people, including children, on a subway car that was in motion. That's when they're in motion, there's no getting off. You're locked in to that tin can. And they keep talking about that. And there is no way in the world that this would have ever been brought to trial in any place but New York City, because the guy who was the crazy nut who was screaming he was going to kill people was a black man. And so we got to get the white Marine, because obviously he's a murderer, he's a killer, and that just really that just upsets me. And if he's convicted, here's what I don't understand. I'm not really sure, because I think it's a New York City trial, so it's not even a state trial. I don't think that Trump can, when he's elected, I don't think he can pardon someone. I think he can only pardon people of federal crimes. I'm not sure he can pardon somebody of a local crime. Something needs to be done about this. This young man saved lives. He's a hero, and they're after him just like they were after Trump. Unbelievable. Okay, the Senate. Wow. Remember, I was a guy who said, I think we're going to win the Senate, and boy, I'd love to see us get 55 seats, but that's probably impossible to do. But I mean, that was the ceiling was 55. We're now 53 to 45. So there's still 2 seats left, because Mark McCormick from Pennsylvania was just declared the winner over Casey in Pennsylvania by the AP. Casey has said he's going to fight this. I mean, he ain't going to accept it. wait a minute. I thought it was the Republicans who didn't accept the results of elections, but no, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats again that won't accept the results of an election. So anyway, McCormick, another veteran, great choice, got wonderful. Now, if we can just get two more, get the last two and get 55, that would be wonderful. 55 to 45. But anyway, it's 53 to 45. So no matter what happens, even if the Democrats get those last two seats, it'll still be 53 to 47. We're still in control of the Senate. What scares me, Dave, is I don't understand why there's still 50 seats, I believe, in the House of Representatives that they haven't determined who the winners are yet. I think it's now something like, is it 212 to 198 or something like that. Anyway, the Republicans need to get the 218, which would give them a one seat majority. I was hoping for like 230. Like 230 to 195. I thought that would be a good thing. That way, if there's any slip ups, we can still get Trump's legislation through. I'm a little concerned about this. I'm concerned why they're still counting votes.
It
I
seems
hope
like
that somebody's watching the counters because I don't trust them.
it seems like we're sitting at 211 for the GOP and 199 for the Democrats. So we're close. And what's the magic number we have to hit, Bill?
218. Yeah, and Dave, thanks for that because you got the up-to-date numbers there. I've been trying to find them. It's hard. It's hard to even find the numbers and on the on the internet. But anyway, your numbers sound good. I like that. So yeah, so the Republicans need to get at least 7 more out of the remaining ones. So if it's 211 to 199. That sounds like 410. That means that there's still to get the 435. That still means there's 25 votes still out. The Republicans need to get 7 out of 25. Most of them are in California, which makes it really tough to get because they're still counting them, and I don't know how many congressional districts in California, but that's a tough one. I was really disappointed that Trump did so well in New York on the popular vote, and yet two of our really good representatives from New York lost close races to Democrats. That hurt. That was sad. The Republicans picked up three seats so in North Carolina. That was good, and they did get one in New York, so that was good. Okay, on a personal note, Dave has been wanting to ask me what's going on here. Last night I attended well, it was a board meeting and a general meeting and a dinner, and the president of our local chapter said he had a couple announcements to make. And so he called up Doug Tate, who's a retired Army helicopter pilot, one of my very good close friends. Actually, he witnessed my my will and everything. He and his wife, they're just wonderful people. Call him up and presented him with a Distinguished Service Award, which was really nice. And so they asked me to sit at the head table last night, and our speaker was a retired Army General Bob Lee, who's the president of the Sebring Historical Society. Whenever they have a distinguished guest like that, this guy always ends up sitting at the head table. I don't know why. I guess they think I can make a good impression on him or whatever. So then Bob Brooks says, Bill Muckler, we come up here. And I thought, oh boy, now what's going on? I get up there and they say, Bill, we want to present to you this award. And he reads it, and it says, the Veterans Council of Highlands County, Florida, presents Bill Muckler with Veteran of the Year Award for 2024. So yours truly was the Highlands County, Florida Veteran of the Year. This apparently the guy who does this is a veteran. He makes these plaques by hand. One that's custom made. There's only one like it, and it's got a seal of the state of Florida on it. You can see that and different stuff. So that's really nice. So I thought, you guys probably aren't aware of all these things that have been happening and think, well, I just managed to BS a few people. But I got this one. This is from 2020.
Yep.
This is the Florida Council of Chapters of the Military Officers Association of America. This is a state award. Presents the Leadership Award to Captain Bill Muckler, United States Marine Corps, for exceptional and meritorious service. This state of Florida back in 2020.
So in 2020, they said you knew what you were talking about, and in 2024, you still do.
Yep.
Good.
I also, in 2018, was awarded Marine of the Year.
Yeah.
And I got a medal for that. I could show that to you, but I won't. Then I got another medal from Rick Scott for being a Vietnam veteran, which I'm not really a Vietnam veteran. I am, but I'm not. And I don't like anybody stealing anybody's valor. And I have to confess, I never set foot on Vietnam soil. And there's so many of our young men and women, my brothers, and that lost their lives and served there. They deserve all the accolades and all the good words for their service there. I went there, but they thought I was better suited to fight the Vietnam War from Okinawa. What are you going to do? You just go to where the ship takes you. Now everybody goes on airplanes, before they're going on ships. So anyway, Dave.
Well, you had a big responsibility of making sure those planes got there, didn't you?
Exactly.
Yep. So you were still a part of that. So that's nothing to sneeze about. So people, you have to understand that Bill has had a very good career in the Marines as a captain. He's written the 2 books, the 2020 books. And as much as I like 6 off targets, I have to pull things out of the 2020 books today. Do you think that President Trump will close the Department of Education on the federal level?
Sadly, I don't think so.
No?
Well, I would like for him to do it, but he's never really campaigned on that at all. He's never really said much of anything on that, on the Department of Education. I just don't see it happening. Let's talk a little bit about that from let's talk about from the big overview, which is where we need to be right now. We getting in the weeds now would be senseless.
Okay.
he appointed Susan Wiles as chief of staff. Apparently, she's been with him in his campaigns in 2016, 2020, and now again. I don't know what duties she had or assignments she had during his presidential run from 2017, I guess, through 2020 would have been his 45th term. But anyway, she's the new chief of staff. Apparently, a very competent and great choice. The daughter of Pat Summerall, who was a TV announcer and quite a good football player in his day. He was a place kicker. Anyway, uh, Mark Cuban, what a dunce that guy is. How did he make so much money that he can be out there talking like he is, saying that no strong and intelligent, competent women are around Trump. They won't be in Trump's company or whatever like that. And then Trump appoints Susan Wiles to be his chief of staff. And really, the chief of staff is an appointed position by the president. And really, the person who runs everything, really runs everything. I mean, so anyway, now that that's in place, she will be obviously. When I say obviously, I think obviously the head of the transition team are certainly someone who will have oversight over the transition team, which now is they have to start selecting people for cabinet positions and other positions. And those are the ones that will, on January 20th, will then be submitted to the Senate to become appointed, as cabinet secretaries. And now that we've got this majority in the Senate, that should fly right on through. That should go through and really fast. So the overall view is that's going to happen. Now, what we don't know is who's going to be the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense. And we hear all these names being floated around and everything. We hear Elon Musk is going to have some kind of a part of the administration. Robert Kennedy's going to have some part of the administration. I do not see those people as having permanent positions as cabinet members. I see them as being more like advisors or czars or something like that will have a big impact on what's happening, but not tied down to the day-to-day governing of specific departments. Elon Musk has got a huge industrial empire that he runs. SpaceX and everything that he's doing. Tesla. He's not going to have time to take on a full-time job as a cabinet secretary, but he can certainly have influence, and he can certainly provide some guidance and advisement, which would be good. And I see the same thing with Robert Kennedy. I don't see Robert Kennedy wanting to be as a full-time secretary, say Secretary of Health and Human Services, for example, in a Republican administration. But I think that he can add an awful lot because, Dave, let's face it, our country is in a sad state of affairs as far as health is concerned. Our health has just gone down the tubes. We are a sick nation, and the medical industrial complex wants to cure everything by one, surgeries, and two, medicating us. And we're just medicated like crazy. And they got me on all this stuff, and they tell me if I don't take this stuff, I'm going to die. Blood pressure medicine, blood thinners, all this crap that they put you on. And so you really don't know for sure what you should do and what you can't do.
Right,
And I think Bobby Kennedy is going to be a tremendous asset in this new administration. Now, here's the thing with Trump. When he first got into it back in January 2017, he relied on a lot of people like Jeff Sessions and all those guys. And it turned out they were either not for him or they just weren't competent to handle it. This time around, he knows who's who. And I think with Susan Wiles in charge, I think that they are going to get the right people in the right places at the right time. So I'm not really that interested in speculating on who's going to be in this job or that job. I I just think he's going to just have good, strong, competent people in all these positions.
yeah.
And they could probably be somewhat interchangeable. So anyway, that's where I stand on that. I know another thing that's come up over the past month or so that you brought up, and I call it Looney Tunes nonsense. Is this whole
Try
idea
not to
about
do any Looney
retribution?
Tunes
I
things
hope
because you
I
don't
hope
do
that
it.
Trump sticks with what he said and doesn't waste our time going after these petty thieves in the Democrat Party. And I know I'm going to piss off a lot of our viewers. They're going to say,
So,
lock them up, put them in jail, execute them, and so forth. Yeah, in a sense, that would probably be a pretty good thing. I could go for that. But I don't want us to spend our time going after these petty Democrat thieves, these petty thieves in the Democrat Party. They're screw them, they're gone. Let's get to the real issues like Dave, getting rid of the Department of Education. Boy, let's spend some time trying to figure out how to do that.
yeah.
That would be good. Let's figure out how to get the tax code back to where it makes some sense and forget about going after some of these guys like
Do
Jack
you
Smith.
do you think that we can make the changes to the tax code to make it fair for everybody, or do you just think the IRS has outlived its usefulness and it just needs to go?
I like the way you say you put it. The IRS has outlived its usefulness. I never thought it had a useful purpose in the first place. So yeah, it's
Well,
outlived its
if
usefulness.
you're 89 and I'm only 62, so you have more experience with the IRS. But the way I
Yeah,
understand the IRS is it was just from the middle class to pay back everybody in all the complexes that were involved in the world wars. And then I guess once they were all paid back, which would probably be never, the IRS would go away. Kind of like Mike Dukakis when he was governor of Massachusetts said that once the tolls had paid for the Massachusetts Turnpike, we wouldn't collect them anymore. And you know that when a politician says we're only going to collect them now because we need them, and then when we don't, we're going to stop. So is it the same with the IRS? Are we going to be living with the IRS forever? We just have to make it now under Trump in the 47th term in 2024. We have to make it work for us. Just realize that I guess it has a purpose, but make it work for us and make sure it stays on that purpose, or what? Go ahead.
well, I don't know if I. I think that our country has paradigm paralysis. In other words, we've all lived through. There's not one of us alive that were alive when the IRS and the income tax was put in place back in 1913. That would mean somebody would have to be like what 100 and,
Your parents,
111 years old,
like
just be born at
yeah,
that time.
your parents and grandparents would
So
still have to
yeah,
be with us.
so that we all think we've got this tax code, we've got this IRS, we've got to have it. We can't exist without it. And what I'm saying is, prior to 1913 and the passage, the ratification, the supposed ratification, I'm not clear on that yet either, of the 16th Amendment, which was to institute an income tax, which was going to be have a maximum of 7% for the wealthiest people, 1% for the rest of us. And yes, and then they said, well, when we got into World War One in 1916, then Woody Wilson, what a joke he was. He, I think he had a stroke. He didn't even run the country for the last year and a half. His wife did. Anyway, they said we'll just use it to collect revenue so we can fund World War One. When World War One's over, we'll do away with this. And you see what happened. Now it's they're arguing. Should it be 20 some percent, 30 some percent? Should the rich pay their fair share, whatever the heck that is, which at first was supposed to be 7%? And what I'm saying is, the Democrats keep saying, oh, Trump wants tariffs. So if Trump wants tariffs, they are against tariffs. Now, if Trump said he was against tariffs, they'd say Trump needs to put tariffs in, right? Because no matter whatever Trump comes up with, they're going to say we need the opposite. The way our country collected revenue to fund the government prior to 1913 was basically through tariffs. And we had no inflation then. Now they say, oh, tariffs are inflationary. No, they're not. Anybody that says that just shows that they are a complete idiot when it comes to economics. They have no idea what the hell economics are all about if they say that, because tariffs have nothing to do with the supply of money that's in the economy at any given point in time, period. So get rid of all the taxes and just collect tariffs on the stuff that's coming in from foreign countries. Eliminate the national debt and forget about the IRS. And eventually, people forget about the IRS. It'll be a thing of the past. We can bury it. But Dave, it's outlived its purpose. It never had a purpose in the first place other than to do one thing: screw the American people out of our money.
So if we go back to the tariffs, can we generate enough tariffs that other countries are going to pay to be able to operate the government that hopefully Elon Musk, as a budget czar, will be able to give us? Because he's saying that he can cut $2 trillion off the 35 trillion in his first year. But he also says it's going to get hard on Americans, because if you whack $2 million in debt out, that means you're going to whack a whole lot of, I guess, Democrat created programs that the Democrats want us to have. So those people aren't going to have them. They're going to have to get jobs and work like the rest of us, maybe. But what's the answer?
You just gave the answer, Dave. You nailed it. The what's going to happen is we're going to start taking back free stuff that should have never been given out in the first place. And a lot of the people that are relying on getting the free stuff from the government are going to have a difficult time adjusting to that. Yeah, it's going to be tough, but is $36 trillion in national debt and $1 trillion in interest payments per year? Is that good for America? Or is what's best for America is to keep giving free stuff to people who don't do anything to earn their free stuff?
Do you think? Okay, go ahead. You
I,
look like
I'm,
you had a
I'm
thought
just
that you were going to
I'm
contribute.
just a guy that I just don't believe that the government has a moral right to take money away from people, from the people's earnings. People work to provide themselves with a standard of living, and to provide the country's economy with goods and services. So why are we punishing the people of the United States of America for working at jobs? Why do we punish them? Why do we penalize them? Why do we take their money away from them? Well, Trump has started on something, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get away with this. As he said, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. That's a start, but really, why not no income tax on anything? Collect the money, like in my 2020 book, I explain how to collect the money. We can do it with a national sales tax, and
Right.
that would, right now with inflation, it's costing every American anywhere from about $5,000 to $13,000 a year, depending on your standard of living and whatever.
Right.
With my tax plan, you'll get an extra $15,000 a year, of which you'll pay sales tax on probably about half of that. And the rest of it, no taxes whatsoever on anything. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I don't know. And why should we listen to somebody like Kamala Harris saying that what the Democrats really want to do is they want to tax unrealized capital gains?
Yeah, that to me is ridiculous.
Wow. If they did that, just think what would happen. Let's say use
Okay,
myself as
let me
an
try something
example.
on you because I think
Yeah,
I have it.
let's say
If you and your wife bought a home, and just say for hypothetical, you bought a home for $20, you have how many kids? How many kids?
3.
You have three. So you figured at some point your three kids were either going to live in that home, or I don't know, after you pass away, divide it up and take their piece of it. But now that $20 home that you live in is now worth $1 million. She wanted you to pay capital gains taxes on everything but the $20 you bought it for.
Well, right now you still have to do that. Like
Okay.
when I sold my condo over in Cape Canaveral, boy, they took everything that I got out of that, they took away in taxes. Boy, I mean, I got hammered.
Yeah.
You cannot believe how hammered I got on selling that condo. Now, here's what the real deal on that is, Dave. Let's say I invest $10,000 in the market this year, and I do very well, and my stocks that I invest in go up to say $20,000. So I now have $10,000 more. I've got 20,000 instead of 10, but it's in the market.
Right.
It's working for our economy. It's working for our country. It's in the market. I haven't taken it out yet. What they're saying is, okay, this year you're going to pay 35% on that $10,000 that you made. And I said, well, I didn't make that money. What if that goes back down? Then tough shit. It doesn't
Yeah,
make any difference. You're going to
no,
pay 35% on that $10,000, those unrealized capital gains. That's the big thing. So what they're going to do
that's
is
me too.
everybody that has a 401k or an IRA or a SEP plan, any kind of plan like that, if the market goes up, they're going to wipe out all your profits
Yeah,
on that.
yeah,
And guess
yeah,
what that's going to do? It's going to speed up the bankruptcy of our country.
right. I just can't see how they. I don't see how they can do it. I mean,
They're
in the case of buying
completely
a home, you bought a home to to hopefully it would grow in value, and when it was time for you to move, then you sold it, and yeah, you paid the capital gains on that, but not because you have a house that you bought for $20 that's now worth 2 million, and you're still living in it, and it's going to go to your family or whatever, and
yeah. What you'll be doing is you'll be
you can
according to
pay
their plan,
taxes forever.
you'll be paying taxes on it every year. So if the real estate value goes up $5,000 this year from last year, then you'll have to pay unrealized capital gains tax on that increase in value.
Yeah,
And they'll do that every year. And
right.
people can't afford that. And they're completely incompetent. But what they're doing is they're signaling to the half of the country. You remember about half of the country, 48% voted for Harris because they're voting for their free stuff. And that's really what this whole thing is all about, is the Democrats come up with these ideas because it signals to their constituency that we're going to continue to take money away from those rich people who are taking advantage of you, and we're going to give you free stuff that we can take away from them. That's really what it boils down to. Is it, they know that they know all this stuff isn't going to work,
Yeah,
and they know they'll probably never be able to put it into practice. But if they can convince people to vote on it based on, hey, we're going to screw all those rich white guys. That's really what it gets down to. Now, hey, I wanted to something was brought up last night. I thought was really a good explanation at our dinner table. We're not allowed to talk politics in the veterans groups like that, so we don't. But something was brought up about Trump winning the popular vote. And I thought one of our guys, Mike Borders, who is our past president, sharp guy, retired Army colonel, said the national vote is nothing more than a statistic. And I guess he got a couple of guys, a couple of people in wise kind of looked at him kind of wide eyed. What do you mean by that? He said it's strictly a statistic. So when we make such a big deal about the vote. Trump won what won the vote of what he won what about 75 to 69 or 74 to
yeah,
60, whatever it was. Won the well, okay. Here's the deal. Let's say the Yankees and the Dodgers are in the World Series next year. And let's say the Yankees win this time 4 games to 3. And all 4 games that the Yankees win, they win 1-0. But all 3 games the Dodgers win, they win 10-0. So the Dodgers have scored 30 runs and the Yankees have scored 4 runs, but the Yankees won the World Series, right?
yep,
Because the number of runs you score is only a statistic. It doesn't make any difference. You don't win by a run differential, just like you don't win on this on this this vote total that the Democrats they they really want that, but you notice they're not talking. They're not talking about that this time around because they're afraid that Trump won. Trump won the not only won the electoral college, he won the national vote totals too. So he not only won the World Series, but he also got the run differential. Oh boy, unbelievable, Dave.
We're in a sad shape, but I hope that our new president can bring us out of it. I
Yeah,
hope he can have JD Vance ready to run in 2028. I cut you off. I didn't ask you when we came on. I know we started late, but I didn't ask you how much time you had.
yeah. I need to go. I got another minute or so. It's
Okay,
10:57, 10:58.
plug the books.
Yeah. Well,
Been a while since you plugged the books.
last night, a lot of people in attendance there are people that have bought my book, and I had a few people come up and say, "Man, really love the book, and I like the way it ended," and I know one guy said somebody told me to get this book, and it was a mystery. And he said, I started reading it. It's the most boring thing I've ever read in my life. He said, not like your book. Yeah, your book is really exciting. It's great. So, that makes me feel good about
Good,
it. That makes
good.
and I've had a pretty good week. I've sold I guess about a half a dozen books. So I need to get back into doing more promoting. I got my website ready to go. I
Good.
need to go through, and I just been putting it off. I need to go through and reread it, kind of proofread it, and
Yep,
make sure I got everything in there the way I want. And then
yep,
once I get the web page, it's up and ready to go. It's just that
yep.
the IT guys are waiting to see if I want to make any
Yeah.
changes.
Well, you got to read it, and you got to read it and get that website ready to go because I
Yeah,
haven't finished reading six soft targets yet. But everybody I know that has finished reading it is waiting for this book they heard Bill Muckler talk about called Aftermath, which is going to be the sequel. I guess you
right.
had said that I guess it was notes that you realized that you didn't include in six, so you decided that you were going to write a second book. So we're all hoping that maybe your 90th, 91st birthday present to all of us is Aftermath. So
Yeah.
tell us
Well,
about
the
that if you
idea of
want.
aftermath is I have a lot of characters that are in various stages of their lives or their whatever, and I need to. The aftermath is going to make sure we get the bad guys that are still loose. We got to capture those bad guys and put them in jail. And we got some government officials who weren't really on the level with us. We're going to have to figure out how to get those guys and get them prosecuted for treason. I'm not talking about this petty crap.
Right, right.
Actually, treason. And so that's what aftermath's all about. Is going to be how are we going to get these guys? So I suspect there'll be a lot of action in there too. Maybe a few gun battles like Waco, Texas, or whatever.
Now, will Aftermath end it, or will there be a third book after Aftermath?
No, I think that'll end it. And if I write something new, I may use some of the same characters, but it'll be a completely different story.
Okay. Hi, every Friday morning we bring Bill Muckler here and we salute Red Friday, the men and women of the United States Armed Services. And then we have Bill's commentary, and we go from there. Anything you'd like to say?
Thank you all for watching. Thank God our election results turned out the way we wanted them to. That now we can make America first again, make America great again, and let's just be thankful that our young men and women are safe, will continue to be safe, and that God bless you all. God bless America. I'll see you all next Friday.
All right. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Dave.
You're welcome
Thanks
anytime.
everybody for watching.
All right, Bill. Thank you very much. Let's see. We do that. And it is always a pleasure to have Bill Muckler on. I really enjoy it. Once I finish reading Six Off Targets, our plan is to go through it and share it with you. I can only tell you that what I have read so far, which is the first 4 chapters, it's very easy reading, even if you're not a established, disciplined reader who can sit and read. It's very easy to read. Read a few chapters here before you don't finish it. It's 300 pages. If you have the discipline, you might actually be able to read it in a few hours. Uh, and hopefully, as I said, Aftermath will be ready, and we'll go from there. And after Six Off Targets, we're going to move back to the 2020 books. 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. Excuse me, 2020, A Clear Vision for America. 2020, A Clear Vision for Our Future. Those 2 books, because I feel that they are still as correct today as they were written in 2015 and 2018, I believe. And we need to bring them up. I call them the Conservative Patriot Broadcasters Bible, mainly because, like I said, the truth is in them from when they were written, and they're still valid truths today. You can go to the Bill Muckler Facebook page and message Bill. You can actually see promos for the books on his Facebook profile, and then you can talk to Bill if you have more than one clones. The only you want to go to is that has Captain Buckler in a white Marine uniform. I don't know, kind of look out of his face. Maybe he got caught doing something he didn't want to be caught. I never asked him the story, but it is Bill Muckler in his white Marine Corps uniform. And now I know everybody's going to run a clone and make one with that picture. But be Bill, and before you do anything, and if you are concerned that you're not talking to the right Bill, make sure you talk to me, and I will put you in touch with the actual Bill Muckler. We don't want anybody scamming anybody, and we want Bill getting paid for the efforts that he put into those books. He self-publishes them. When you order when you order the 2020 books or the Six Off Targets, the novel, he will write a note to you and autograph it, because one day truth is going to be worth a whole lot of money. But that's not why you want to buy the book. You want to buy the book and read the book because the information in it is 100% solid. I am still having a 3-share max at a time sharing limit here on Facebook. So when I go to share something, I can share it 3 times, then I have to go back and share it another 3 times, and go back and share it another 3 times, and go back and share it another 3 times. It's too much to do while trying to be a host on a broadcast. So if you like the broadcast, please take it and share it wherever you can on Facebook. Subscribe to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Find it there and take it and share it there. Both Bill and I greatly appreciate your efforts to share. Coming up later tonight at 7 p.m. downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page is the American Rebellion Friday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. Like I said, Jerry Michaels and a whole lot of people. I'm there a lot. Jen Woodruff is there a lot. Reggie Rhodes is there a lot. Michael Anthony is there a lot. Nikki Young is there a lot. Other people might come back. Robert Lawless was in the crowd watching uh, my broadcast last night. Uh, we do Boogie with Bull Uncensored Tuesday night and Thursday night, the 2 nights of the week that Jerry Jerry and his crew take the night off, and they're off to make part of our broadcast too, and we're part of theirs. So everybody stays informed. It's your 7 o'clock broadcast, Monday through Saturday. Everybody takes Sunday off for whatever reason we do. And a lot of times when you take Sundays off, Randy Rhodes has all roads lead to the discovery of your ancestors or something similar to that, but it's a genealogy based broadcast. Randy has talked about changing the topic and the emphasis of what he does. He is talking about doing something UFO based. He has information, he's following knowledge, and maybe uh, that will happen. Also, catch Michael Anthony on any one of his broadcasts. He's now on Oracle Radio Network, which gives them access to iHeartRadio and even some real TV stations as well, TV broadcasts as well. Go to Michael Anthony's Facebook page, information, then hop over to Oracle Radio Network. And I don't know if there's a fee to subscribe to Oracle Radio Network or if it's free, so go over there and take a look and gain knowledge, because gaining knowledge is fun. If you didn't watch Boogie with the Bull Thursday night, uncensored last night, please go to the Dave Morgan profile. I believe there were not any free reasons that I watch and listen and connect the dots on what you heard. Follow Michael Anthony, connect more dots, and you'll understand what could be going on, and that's all I'm going to say on it. It was just a massive information dropped on us last night, and I can tell you that some really interesting boogie broadcasts. I'm sure some interesting the American Rebellion broadcasts, and even some very interesting Michael Anthony broadcasts will be coming your way over the next few days. So listen, because you might get some of the answers that you want. And if you don't get answers right now, you might get some of the information that you need on what the hell is going on here in the United States of America. That's all I can really tell you. We're going to do our best and kind of jump up a notch and get wild and get you information that you may not have thought you would ever hear. Whatever, a long time. Anyway, Double Beats for Victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. This is the part of the program where I tell you have been watching Boogie with the Bull Uncensored Red Friday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. Got an idea for a broadcast? Get a hold of me on Messenger or email me at boogiewiththebull@gmail.com. That's BOOGIEWITHTHEBULL, all one word, boogiewiththebull@gmail.com, or just message me on Facebook Messenger, and I will do what I can to help you. Chuck Cook has joined Boogie with the Bull Monday and Wednesday morning caffeine, and doing a fantastic job. Such a fantastic job. We brought him up to the American Rebellion Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. on the nights that he can't make it. And he's learning to speak in complete sentences now on the American Rebellion, and you don't want to miss that. So if you think you can do it, you want to be part of it, let me know, and we'll bring you on to our Boogie with the Bull Uncensored broadcasts, and maybe if when you think you're ready, maybe we'll get you slot on the American Rebellion when you're ready. And who knows, might look for other broadcasts that you could be on. This whole thing, this broadcasting thing, works together. I mean, works best when we all work together. We try to get the information that you need and the information that you want to hear, and we start getting you involved in all of the broadcasts that you want to get involved in. Some want to just sit and watch, some want to get involved in the broadcast. Either way, I'm very, very, very happy. 2025 promises to be an excellent and interesting year from Monday, January 20th, when President Trump will be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States, and J.D. Vance will be inaugurated as the Vice President of the United States, and hopefully the Republican nominee. And pay attention to what you hear, because some of the stuff you hear is going to be more than you hope that you would hear, but we're in good hands, I think, and things will go the way they need to go. Don't sweat the small stuff, as Bill said. There's a lot of big stuff that needs to be done. A lot of us want President Trump to deal with the trials and tribulations that the Democrats put him through. But at the same time, we want to make sure that he and we are focused on getting us out of the mess they created for us and moving forward. So it's a difficult job that he has facing him in January, because human nature is, yeah, you want to nail everybody to the wall who tried to nail you to the wall, and at the same time he's doing that, we have to move forward, and we have to make an aggressive move to go forward. Gas prices got to come down. Gas prices, people seem to think, should be the same throughout everywhere in the United States, regardless of where you are. Maybe that's true. And oil prices should be the same. Diesel prices should be the same. Get diesel prices down to reasonable rates for companies that operate fleets, and even independent truckers who often get the shaft when it comes to uh, the most reasonable costs for their expenses as well. Uh, can we do it? I think we can, with the both Monday morning and Wednesday morning caffeine at 10 a.m. here on the Dave Global profile here on Facebook, and over on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. And then Tuesday and Thursday night, we do it at 7 p.m. again on the Dave Global profile here on Facebook and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. We have one you can add with Restream right now. We're in the $19 a month package. We have one destination that is not being used. If you want to make a suggestion, message me. I'm looking at Rumble as the possibility. I'm waiting to see if Truth Social will start doing citizen journalist broadcasts, and possibly doing it there. Possibly going over to Streetlock and setting up something over there, as well as I don't really know. X is an option, but every time I look at X, it will cost me more money monthly than I want to be able to pay. I really want to see what we can find that we can do for free, which is why we are the no budget broadcasting company. I don't really want to ever have to ask people for money for merchandise that we can do things with. I have a white ceramic 20-ounce mug It's truly a bipartisan mug. If you hold it in your right hand, everyone knows that, excuse me, if you hold it in your left hand, everyone knows that you're a leftist communist socialist who supports Bully with the Bull uncensored. If you hold it in your right hand, you're a conservative patriot and you want to put the leftist socialist Democrats in their place while you drink coffee with them together. It's a white ceramic mug with the bull head and the words Boogie with the Bull uncensored. It's a $20 mug. Okay? It's a $20 mug. It's $9.95 to have the mug made, and it is $9.95 to have it shipped to you. Comes in one of those really nice styrofoam boxes. It doesn't have any chance of breaking while it's on its way to you. Talk to Jen Woodruff if you're interested, because it's on one of her websites that you can order it if you want it. I have a 40-ounce black Boogie with the Bull uncensored hot and cold mug. It'll be, this is only a 24-ounce, but imagine that as a 40-ounce black with a black handle, and it will have the red and white Boogie with the Bull logo. The bull doing its business in white with the red slash over it on both sides. I don't have a price yet for it because we haven't actually made one yet to see what it will cost, and then figure out the shipping cost and do that. But I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to, say you got to buy these, you got to buy this, you got to buy that, so that we have money to do this. Okay, I pay for the live stream. It's $19 a month. I pay for it. I will keep paying for it as long as I can. T-shirts, coffee mugs, thermal mugs. Yeah, it's nice. I'd like to have something to either sell people to show that they watch Boogie with the Bull broadcast, or actually give away. I'm more inclined to give it away, to make them give them away. And the more people that watch, the more of them we give away. And that note, that I give away the secret to Boogie with the Bull. It's 11:18. The dog and cat have eaten breakfast. I've eaten breakfast. I got a ton of work to do on Facebook today. The groups that I'm an admin in, that I have abandoned my responsibilities throughout the presidential election. I got to dive back in and get to work. If you get an invite to join Red Patriots for America, please do. If you get an invite to join Boogie with the Bull Uncensored, our public group, please join that. If you get an invitation from me to join Conservative Freedom Defenders, our accesses group, please do. If you get a invite to join the Red MAGA Nation, please do. If you get an invitation to join MAGA News Nation, please do. Where we are right now, where I am right now, with the groups that I am a group owner of, we are looking at all of them. The ones that we think we can get over 1,000 very quickly, up to 1,500 very quickly, and up from there, have a very good chance of remaining in 2024. The ones of mine that don't, less is sometimes more. Appreciate everybody who joins the group and keeps the news feeds active, but we'll make it easier for you in 2025. So we do allow in my groups, the groups that I'm a voter of, we do allow any other group to put up a link to their group, provided it is of interest to conservative patriots. Don't put a link for your I want to date new models on Facebook group, because you won't get it. You just won't get it. It won't stay there. We're just, we're all adults. And if it's a conservative patriot group, keep it to conservative patriot posts and topics. We do allow Trump trolls in our groups, and the only reason that we do is that eventually they burn themselves out And they either move on to another group of ours or they just move on to another group. Okay. And on that note, double B's for victory. This believable broadcast can come to an end. Like I said, tonight, 5 p.m. Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, downstairs on the American Rebellion blogger page. Here on Facebook. I believe over on Wimkin on the American Rebellion page. And I believe coming back to Rumble very quickly. Catch the American Rebellion with Jerry Michaels and all the rest of us who will be there. And if you do a broadcast on Facebook, even if it is not a conservative patriot broadcast, a broadcast of something else, like Anthony does other topics, Randy Rhodes is starting to do other topics. And if you're doing other topics, please let me know and post them in the Boogie Windable Uncensored public group so that everybody here on Facebook can hear and watch and know and take part. Okay? That's my thing. My thing in 2025 is I do Conservative Patriot broadcasts. I am a guest on Conservative Patriot broadcasts. I look for those mainly what I know about. If you do a non-conservative patriot political broadcast, and you still want me to be a guest on your broadcast, message me, let me know, and give me an idea of what we're going to be talking about, and I will make sure that I'm set up and ready to go, or you'll just embarrass the hell out of me, and we'll have a good time and laugh at each other. Anyway, 11:22, and we did an hour and 11 minutes. I apologize for cutting it short. Bill Buckler was not late this morning, just so that everyone understands. Bill Buckler does not like it when we are late getting Red Friday morning broadcasts up and on the air. I apologize. I had a new doctor appointment this morning and ran a little bit late. And by the time I got home, I sat down to eat breakfast and realized I hadn't set up the broadcast earlier in the morning so that when I got home, all I had to do was send the link and be ready to rock and roll. Tomorrow, there can be a rare Saturday morning Boogie with the Bull broadcast. I don't remember the exact times. If I don't remember the exact time of the crash show that Angela and Donna will be at. Family Treasures Facebook page has what looks like a tan and white checked chicken is the profile picture. It's Donna's page. Go down there and take a look. Fantastic handmade crocheted items. Beautiful. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Take a look around. The prices are listed for most of them. That includes shipping. If you don't see the color that you want, message them and ask them, and they will tell you yes or no, or tell you yes. And as I said, the prices that they give you or the prices that are given include shipping. If you're local to us in the Jacksonville, maybe we can make arrangements to deliver to you in person. Uh, and do our best. They really make great stuff. You really have to go there and take a look around. And when I tell you that they're going to be somewhere in Florida, if you're local to that area, you should go and take a look around and buy as much as you can because it's just that good. So, as I said, I'm going to go continue on with my day. I appreciate everybody who watched. This week, Double B's for Victory. This Boogie with the Moon broadcast is coming to an end.